So, Kaiju number 8, episode 3. Getting exciting. I'll tell you that. Kafka meets this blonde chick. Apparently, Kafka parked in her spot, even though there was like a parking lot. Blonde chick liked the number 55 because she thought it was lucky. And out of nowhere, he takes her suit off, and it was just this reddish black combat suit underneath. Made her super strong, and she was able to move Kafka's minivan or whatever with ease. It was crazy. And Kafka nonchalantly forgot he was super strong, decided to move his car back, and it surprised the blonde chick. Oh, her name is Kikoru Chino Miya. She's kind of a meanie. She's very headstrong. But apparently she's very rich. She had a butler driving her around and stuff. And when they all go to like the assembly area where all the examinees are shown, there's a guy with red hair, a bunch of other dudes. Apparently they're all like elites. So Kafka is out of his range as usual. And he had a big advantage early on because it was a physical exam that they had to adhere to. And weirdly enough, Kafka decided not to use his kaiju powers. He soon realized that being 30 does not necessarily help their body's athleticness. In fact, this is complete opposite. He realized that he was able to do so much better before when he was younger, but now that he's over 30, it's just And if you're over 30 like me, you can relate. But it was so bad that he did so bad that it kind of made me feel bad being over 30. I was kind of pissed off actually. I was like, what is this guy? Complete doofus? But that's part of the whimsicalness of Kafka's character. He's frustratingly funny. Good way to put it. Frustratingly funny. So apparently everyone had high expectations for Kikoru. Not only was she like the top candidate, but apparently she had close ties and connections as well. Of course, she, easily destroyed everybody in the physical test. And we're now looking at Kafka being dead last. Only 3 points. That was bad. And then next they had to try out. They had this a practical exam where they had to prove their combat prowess by fighting real kaiju. They had to put on the suit, which measures their fighting power. And hilariously, Kafka amounted to 0. After they donned their suits, they were sent into the practical arena, the practical exam arena, and they were going to be judged on teamwork, fighting ability, overall combat awareness, which Kafka had none of. He wasn't even able to hold his gun correctly. Heavy. embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. It's just the they're making him seem overly incompetent. But he soon realized that he may know more about kaiju than he really leads on. After cleaning up kaiju messes for a gazillion years, he knows them literally inside and out. So he knows their weak points, and he uses this to his advantage in helping the other team help kill kaiju that was attacking them. And while all this is going on, Kikoru was just jumping around the battlefield, being OP as fuck, and was kind of like wondering why the fuck is Kafka not using his. Right? But as Kafka was finding his legs on the battlefield, he was attacked out of nowhere by a kaiju and pretty much damaged the majority of his bones. And it was so bad. He was still conscious, but it was so bad that the examinator or the instructor or whatever, the proctor, pretty much advised Kafka to withdraw. Turning on his shield would symbolize him giving. Out of nowhere, Captain Mina, who was a childhood friend of Kafka's, shows up into the command room where she could see what's going on, and Kafka overheard this and decided to continue to push on. It ultimately is his call whether or not to give up. So chooses not to. And after gaining this sense of, he's still pretty fucked up. I think his legs are broken. But after getting this renewed confidence, he ended up getting 0.01. And it just cuts off there. Damn cliffhangers.